Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Witch Hat Atelier, episode 3, in which there's going to be a witch. Multiple witches, actually. Although, are they witches, or are they just students? Like, being a witch is it a fact, or is it a status? Because we know now that it's not innate, unless the innate thing here is those who know, basically. Those who know are witches, and that is to some degree innate, because if you are born in a family of witches, then you know what witches are, then you yourself become a witch. I guess, maybe. I don't know. But there's certainly going to be some witches and some aspiring witches. That's how I'm gonna say it. What happened in the previous episode? It was still very much an introductory one. In episode 1, we were introduced to the overarching plot of Coco. Coco petrified her mother in crystal, and now she is on a quest to find the book and learn magic to decrystallize her. Right? That's our overarching plot that will most probably not be resolved until the very end of the source material. That's the kind of a plot it strikes me as, unless we introduce something else, something bigger in scope, like the whole conflict between emperor's covens and wild witches, right? Maybe the whole mother thing is gonna be sidelined, in that it's going to be fixed, resolved relatively quickly, and then the story will continue even after that, because of some complications, because the world turns out to not be quite as black and white. Could go either way. And in the previous episode, we got a very immediate goal, right? Very immediate goal, and we got to meet the cast. We met our fellow witches that Coco is going to be studying alongside at Qifrey's Atelier. Said witches are Agot, Tetia, and Raiche, or Riche, or however you pronounce it. They are very color coded and very, how do I say it? Archetype coded, right? Like Agot is a clear archetype, Riche is a clear archetype, Tetia is a clear archetype. And them being color coded really is giving me the vibe of a Maho Shoujo show. Not gonna lie. We'll see where it goes, where their friendships will go. Agot is certainly the most cold towards Coco. She's trying to not show it, but she very much seems bothered deep inside by Coco's antics, and apparently she wants to test Coco somehow while Qifrey is away. And that test will probably take place today, and I can assume them getting into some dangerous situation, being saved either by a third party or by Coco, magically awakening her steady hand no jutsu and saving everybody. We'll see. We'll see, of course. And we also got the immediate goal of, there's the library, and I have a window that goes to that library, but said library is guarded by tests. What's going on with white balance? I think that's better. But said library is protected by a few witches, like big boss witches, archivists, or whatever they're called, and they have each prepared a trial, and you must pass all the trials in order to get to the library and get the book. So we have the more immediate goal of gotta learn magic, gotta get good, gotta attempt the trials, probably fail the first try, and then learn more and try again, and thanks to the power of friendship and the power of magic and the power of steady hand no jutsu, conquer all the trials and find the book. Or not find it. Ah. Now that's a concept. The book ain't there. We gotta look somewhere else. Yeah, we'll see where exactly it goes. And I think that's about it. That about does it for the summary of the previous episode. So how about we just jump straight into this one, shall we? To do that, you're going to need your subs. What? There we go. What did I just do? Oh, there we go. You're gonna need your subs to follow along with me, sync up your own copy, unless you don't want to bother, in which case, on my Patreon down below, you can get picture-in-picture mode with the episode here in the corner, if you'd like. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show and my own voice, and I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, cost nothing, helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching Witch Hat Atelier, episode 3 in 3, 2, 1, go. What? Loud. There we go. A lonely island at sea with a gazebo. That is an entrance to an underground lair. I mean, if I had flight, I would not be using stairs either. Hello. Araira. Very Ragyo-coded hair. The brimmed caps, okay. So I guess we have an official name for the masked witches. Guess where we're going? Guess where Agot is taking us? That's an amazing bit of foreshadowing. And the OP. Yeah, how do you like your hat, Coco? Brimmed or brimless? Gonna have to make the decision. Unless she's going to become the first ever in history to wear a hat with half a brim. Like Ichigo's half hollow mask. Alternatively, she's gonna be switching between them. But yeah, whatever is the case, I'm pretty much certain that Coco is getting involved with the brimmed caps. One way or another. Contraptions. Right, and the data range is really fucking tall this time of year. What about the third implement? You said she's allowed to take 3. Oh, flying shoes. Yeah. True. You gotta have the license. You gotta have a flying license. No, you can have the shoes. Oh, thanks for telling us. Should have left the window open at least so she can escape. That is a good question, isn't it? Or it could be warning you of danger. You don't really know what it does now, do you? When the summit was at its lowest, probably. Dragon. No, not quite. Yeah, and you gotta go way up there. Way up there, Morty. Should not be terribly hard with the flying shoes. Now you gotta complete the magic circle. Gotta complete the circuit. Yep. Okay, she's figuring it out. That's nice. She's learning organically. Was I hearing a siren in the show? Or was it outside? I think it was outside. Yeah, now you also have to learn how to use them properly. Yeah. Now it's just trial and error. Yeah. Fly low and slowly first. Get used to the feeling. Start going higher and faster. It's a process. And this is a whole entire underwater city. Like, witch headquarters? Okay, in the stronghold. Is he getting Coco a hat? She has a point. She very much has a point. Okay, now that's easy. I've seen you in the opening. Weird fuzzy worm. Oh, she found a familiar, didn't she? Brush buddy. Agot's not gonna be happy about the state of her shoes. Hope they still work. The seal didn't wash off. Oh, maybe don't do that. Yeah. uh, shit. I mean, it's spilled. You still have it in the bag, just not in the container. It might be watered down a little, but like. Fucking psychopath. Staring into the fire. Yeah, but she ain't most people. Little overachiever, are you? With a bias against mudbloods. Little bigot, are you? I mean, that's true. They can't really do much on their own. Idea. That's forbidden magic! Coco! I'm so happy for you! uh, you did consider it, though. I know what you are. What's that? Oh. No, not really. Unless we consider, like, basic learning through osmosis special. Exactly. They're only special through nurture, not through nature. Watch it turn out you don't need special ink either. You can just use a piece of coal, imbue it with magic, and it just works. Uh, Grab a bale of fabric and make a kite? I don't know. Stones. Fabric. Water. Oh, oh, I thought she's making like a, yeah, flying cape. Do you remember the seal? Okay, so she simply like prefers to draw with a piece of rock or a coal or something more, you know, chunky than a pen. That's a big ass seal you're drawing. Just saying. The seal on the shoes was like this. You're drawing something like this. You're going into the fucking stratosphere, my girl. Okay, so she's not wearing it. She made a sail. Mm-hmm. Yep, she got a familiar. Stratosphere. Uh, you made a speedboat. Oh, hey, that works. A paraglider. Yeah. I mean, shit. Flying broom. Yeah. Just don't look down. What's that? Someone lives here? Yeah, she made a cross between a paraglider and a magic broom. Oh, that's a cool shot. Now, how are you gonna land? You don't exactly have a way to stop this infernal instrument. Okay, just doing a flyby. That works. Well, not currently, but the idea is valid. Yeah, not the best for visibility, is it? Ooh, even line art changed. There we go. Yeah. You wouldn't have any leads on the book. But hey, there she goes. Successful and all. She wanted to draw one on her feet, but let's maybe not mention that. Right, I mean, he makes the rules after all. It's not something that's like ordained by the Witch Association or something. Interesting. That's a very intricate set of clothes. Is it literally? Is it literally? Like, you cast a forbidden spell and it fucking explodes your head. Or pings someone at the Witch Association. Or whatever it's called. That hat does not have a brim, but the mask and the eye is there. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Let us watch this episode again, shall we? Oh. Yeah. I don't need that anymore. At least not until I start recording Vistoria, because second season came out. Right, we meet Alyra. Alaira, Arara, Alala, however you want to pronounce it. World travels fast. She might have the connection you're looking for to the brim, the caps. No one's used forbidden magic in 4 years, and Coco was about to do it today. It's not about that. She hasn't taken her test, so she's not my official apprentice yet. Okay, so a test is a thing, after all. So why did Qifrey say that, oh, you didn't need the test anyway, you're already my apprentice? Huh. Was she just trying to make Coco feel better? Maybe. Like, even if you failed, you would have been my apprentice, but it's a really good thing you didn't fail. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, from this bit, the ones used forbidden magic in 4 years, brimmed hats, la la la. This tells me she has a personal grudge against the brimmed caps. Something tells me it's personal for Qifrey. Qifrey has a grudge against brimmed hats. Also, I wonder what the brim symbolizes here. From what Qifrey said at the end of the episode, the cap itself symbolizes a shackle, so that you don't ever forget to its weight, right? You continue using it properly. What does the brim symbolize? It gives more weight to the shackle, right? If we stay with the symbolism, it makes the shackle larger. It doesn't free you. I don't know. We'll see. At the other range, at the highest elevation, it could get them killed. What a piece of foreshadowing, eh? Yeah, there's the brush buddy. And of course, she's sending Coco to die. Because of course she does. She's going to warm up eventually, but I have a feeling that she will have to be personally saved by Coco in one way or another for her to see through her grudges, whatever they might be, and through her bias against the outsiders, and accept her. And pick the diadem, herb that grows there. Guidance orb, vapor bubble, and the shoes. You only get to take this test once, and you cannot fail. Right, guidance orb apparently works automatically, maybe by just seeping out a little bit of your magic to power. A little mountain climbing, yeah. Maybe you can. I'm not saying you can't, but it ain't a mountain. Agot said she passed when she was 10, probably already drawing magic circles and operating magical devices since she was 5. So, you know. And Qifrey probably also selected a time when the bubbles were a little lower and the entire area was a little more safe. Something tells me. But now, Coco essentially one-upped Agot, right? By all means, for all intents and purposes, she one-upped Agot. Agot presumably did it at a fairly safe time of year, knowing what the implements do, being able to use some basic magic, knowing how to write spells. Meanwhile, Coco's just coming in here, a complete outsider with a bunch of things she doesn't even how they work at the most difficult time of year, and she conquers the challenge anyway. Has got a sting. Has got a sting. Yeah, gotta go up. She's learning by doing. I like it. In general, I always like the themes in anime, in manga, where the characters figure things out and perhaps use the knowledge they gathered that way in imaginative ways. I always really enjoy it when, I know, a dude gets isekai'd, learns fire magic, has the weakest level 1 fireball or something, and grabs a metal pipe, a piece of like a steel bearing, puts it in a pipe, uses fireball to heat it up, and shoots and makes a gun, right? Or when someone observes, oh, that's how you do water spell, and tries a couple of times, hey, I can do water spells now, right? Like I really enjoyed it when Luz in the Owl House was learning the sigils, observing the world, right? Kind of a shame that there were so few of them. I know that it makes sense, like thematically and all, but I really was kind of hoping that a good bit of the Owl House will be Luz finding new sigils and new spells and then combining them. That whole aspect was cool. I really enjoy those things. And I have a feeling that there's gonna be a lot of it in Witch Hat Atelier, where Coco is going to be a little bit of a MacGyver here, right? Perhaps using spells in ways that nobody else would think about, perhaps combining them in weird ways, altering them. She's going to be a bit of an experimentator, and I'm gonna enjoy it. Yeah, casting skill is split between the right and left foot, so you gotta connect them, align them perfectly, and then it works. But it working, yeah, you can just float. Gotta learn. Here's the application. Application for a hat, I'm assuming. Number 12, I'm gonna assume the brim circumference or something. Or just general normalized size. You wouldn't have to travel so far for every little thing. Yeah, why don't you stay here underwater with your apprentices? Your hatred of the Great Hole runs deep, I see. Hmm. Qifrey seems to be a little bit of an outsider himself, right? He seems to bear a grudge against the brimmed hats, and he also seems to bear a grudge against the Great Hole. Why? Unless it's not a grudge against the brimmed hats that he bears, but rather also wants something from them. I know. There's something wrong with his right eye. Maybe his right eye is cursed by forbidden magic and he now needs to find a brim hat to undo it. Something like that. No, that seems way too trivial, doesn't it? Interesting. Interesting where it's gonna go. Mm-hmm. And here's Brush Buddy. A weird, very snake worm thing. I really thought that the Brush Buddy is going to be irrelevant somehow here, because it seems like it's fairly irrelevant. Like she found this cute animal and she adopted it, and that's basically it. I thought that maybe, I don't know. when she was trying to grab the flower, that she's gonna grab the brush body by the tail, and the brush body is gonna grab the flower, or something like that. Or that maybe brush bodies can excrete saliva that can be a replacement for magic ink, or right, I expected something like that. I expected some sort of relevance, but apparently not. The shoes are caked with mud and the ink washed off. Someone would be able to make a lot of whatever passes for money in this world by inventing waterproof magical ink, right? Although, there should be ways to waterproof it, right? Like if you take a piece of raw leather, then ink can seep into the leather and embed itself in leather pretty much permanently. Then you wax it, thus making it waterproof, and so the ink also embedded deep in leather is waterproof. Also, another question: does the casting seal have to be visible, or can you like draw the seal on one layer of leather and sandwich it like between two layers of leather, right? Sew them together or glue them together, even better, then soak them in like boiling beeswax to make them tough and hard and waterproof, and you got yourself waterproof soles for your boots. Yeah, those are interesting questions. Like, what's the limits? What are the limits of the ink? Can you hide it? Can you obfuscate it? Can you add things irrelevant to the circle inside of the circle, right? Can you add decorations? Can you hide a magic seal underneath a rug, for example? Right? If she can pass a test that simple, she shouldn't be an apprentice. I hate people who can't do what I can. Well, that's gotta be awkward when you learn that Coco was able to do what you couldn't probably do. I gain no benefit being around them. Yeah, well, you're probably gonna get some benefit from being around Coco, so you might want to revisit your worldview a little bit. She won't be able to fly that high with just myself shoes. She doesn't know the rules, doesn't know the danger, and Agot doesn't really seem to give a fuck whether Coco lives or dies. If I drew it directly on the soles of my feet. Tempting. Tempting, isn't it? Very tempting. I really thought that she's actually gonna do that. I really thought that she's actually gonna do that, and that either nothing big is gonna happen, she's just gonna be able to fly, and that's it, and then she washes her feet and everything's fine, and that plants the idea in her mind that, wait, why is it forbidden again? I did it and nothing bad happened. Why is it forbidden? Let me try something else. And it's going to push her in the direction of forbidden magic. Alternatively, I thought that perhaps something horrible would happen. Right? Like uncontrollable ascent. Or, I know, her ascending head down, feet up, because the feet are dragging her up. Or some magical being appearing out of nowhere and smacking her in the head, saying no, and disappearing. Or, right, I expected something like that. But no. No, she didn't do that. The idea is in her head. Make no mistake. She sees it as potentially a valid thing to do. And I wonder if, when push comes to shove, she's actually gonna do that. Coco draws a seal on her own or someone else's body. I can absolutely see that happening. We gotta get out of a sticky situation somehow. There's nothing to draw the seal on. I have the last bits of magic ink. Fuck it, we ball. Right? Or, oh no, Agathe is laying there unconscious. I accidentally learned a healing spell. Fuck it, she's not gonna know. Let me draw a sigil on her face. Right? I can fully expect something like that happening. Perhaps Coco's use of forbidden magic being a secret for some time, then said secret being revealed to one of her friends, probably Agathe, let's be honest here, maybe Tetya, maybe Richa, maybe at a later date. I can absolutely see that happening. Anyone can draw a spell, but that doesn't mean they'll be good at it. I guess you have to be a special kind of person. Only special in the fact that you are around magic all the time and you learn it by osmosis. Yeah, you gotta do some learning from the very young age, since you grabbed that piece of charcoal, I assume, wrapped in paper or fabric or leather, and you weren't able to do that. You needed some guidance from your mom, and you would fail, and you would fail again, and you would learn, and you would finally get praise from Qifrey himself. Yeah. Gotta learn, you can't give up. Random piece of rock, bit of fabric, soaked in ink and water. And this is a drawing implement that she's most familiar with. Steady hand, straight lines. Yeah, it's natural to have unsteady hands when you're learning to use a new tool, but this is a familiar tool. So her hands are no longer unsteady. Yeah, then I'll swap it for a tool I'm used to. And there we go. Too much energy into one direction. Yeah, that's the sigil for wind, and a big ass fucking arrow. Unfortunately directed the wrong way. Because of course, although... when we saw her draw the water sigil, the water shot out in the direction where the longer symbol was. Here, it's going in the opposite direction. Is it dependent on the central sigil that you use? Like water reacts differently than wind? Is it dependent on the kind of symbol that you use around it? But I'm interested. Sigils, or is it just a matter of which way the arrow is pointing? Like the length is one thing, sure, but the arrow just denotes a direction. I don't know. Some really, really cool shots. Here, almost like taken from how do I say it? Kind of like action shots from a GoPro, right? Like it's all stabilized on her and the boat. It's not the boat and her flipping around. It's the horizon. Yeah, it's the horizon and the water just doing the 6-7. Right? She is stable in the middle of the screen. Yep. She created her very own witch's broom, basically. There was another good stabilized shot like that. Oh, I was wondering what's that about, like who's living here, but it's just in her mind's eye, right? She sees the ball of soil, and she sees it as her house, as if her mother was welcoming her home. Gotcha, 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 gotcha. I thought maybe someone's living here, or she's seeing her village, or something like that, but no. And yeah, now we gotta go grab. Yeah, this shot. I really, really like that it's stabilized on her, and it's the background moving. You don't see that often. At least I don't. I don't know. Maybe it's popular in the exact anime I don't watch. But far as I can tell, I haven't seen that done very often. Trying to do flybys. She brought this implement with herself. I wonder if she's going to try to make it better. That would be nice. That would be really nice if Coco kind of specced into an artificer. I would love it. Like, all that's needed is a crossbar in the front as well, so that you can see straight in front of you, right? You don't have to look out from behind the fabric, from behind the sail, like she's doing here, right? Instead, you have a crossbar and two corners tied to it. Give me another good shot of this infernal instrument. Come on. Ah, fuck it, good enough. Right, a crossbar and like some plank or something that you can fully lay down on instead of just a piece of stick. You lay down on it, you put your legs against the back crossbars, grab the front crossbars, and you just fly forward. Maybe some method of stopping it would probably be useful. And steering could be done with smaller air seals that you can close on the left or close on the right, and they give you like RCS thrusters, they can steer you left, right. This design is really good and could be improved, and I kinda hope that Coco does it. I kinda hope she improves this design and we see her use it again. Yeah. No visibility when turned upside down. No visibility when turned right side up. Upside up? Downside up? Upside up. Right. But lots of visibility when you're turned upside down. Those are the terms, I think. And there we go. Too dangerous, I gotta go save her, she'll fail. It doesn't matter, it matters that she's alive, that she can lead me to the Brim Hat. She wouldn't be the only loss suffered, because Brim Hat, and also Coco's mother. But lo and behold, she's safe, she got the flower, she got a fucking familiar, she got a magical implement of her own design. Came back like a motherfucking boss. And Agot is very much not pleased by that. It is the proof you needed, yes, but not the outcome that Agot wanted. I'm afraid. Coco's so pure here, right? She legitimately thought that Agot had her best interest in mind. Doesn't see malice in people whatsoever. It's extremely dangerous to cast spells without proper preparation. Yeah, you should know that. You of all people should know that, Coco. You didn't need to put yourself in danger to prove anything. You're already my apprentice. That's not what you said at the beginning of the episode. Just fact-checking you a little. And how do those clothes work exactly? Cape that has a layer of buttons in the middle and additional buttons on the sides that kinda like grab it together. It's both our pride and a shackle. Right, there's a bit of fabric on the back that's also attached. You put it over your head. You button up the weird little piece of fabric from the back, and then you button up the front bit. Interesting. And the hat is clearly one-sided. You can't wear it both ways. I like that it has a seam. Little thing, but I really like that it has a seam in the back. Very often, when you see conical hats like that, they look like they're made from just one single solid piece of something, like they're sculpted out of wood or some shit like that, right? This actually has the seam, has the folds. You can see that it's been cut like a half circle or quarter circle, and it was put together and sewn and then cut to be actually round, and then a little rim was added, right? I like it. I really do like it. As long as you wear it, don't forget its weight. The pointed cap is watching your magic. Somehow I feel like it's not a throwaway line. Quotes. The pointed cap is watching your magic. Something tells me it might actually be literal. As in, when you're wearing the pointed cap and you cast forbidden magic, Dumbledore gets notified and 360 no-scopes you. Something like that. Or you get sent automatically to a magic prison. Or the fucking cleaner's office gets a ping that witch number 52800756 used forbidden magic. Dispatch a cleaner team now. Right? I really think something like that might be the case. Which might be why the brim hat witches wear brim hats. Not just to distinguish themselves, but to have some sort of headwear, but not the pointy hats. Not the state-issued, whatchamacallit, invigilation devices, right? Not the fucking Palantir's newest product. This is no doubt a brim hat. I think that's actually the exact same witch who gave Coco the book. This is undoubtedly a forbidden witch, right? Mask, the theme of ice. There is no brim, unless that little tiny roll of fabric counts as a brim, maybe. The seed has sprouted. Now we can understand it as her seeing that Coco learned magic and passed the test, and now she's gonna be gooder at magic and gooder. Or you could interpret it as she did consider forbidden magic. she did think about it for a while. There was that seed of doubt in her. Is forbidden magic really that evil? It sprouted. She considered it. We can get her to our side now. Could go either way. I'm not sure. Meetings in Kaln. I guess we're gonna go to the town of Kaln. Or area of Kaln. And we're gonna meet someone. That's all I'm getting from this title. Okay. I think that's gonna be it for this episode. This was a fun one. As I already said, I really like it when characters learn new things, like learn magic, and apply it in unconventional ways, right? They learn the systems of a game and exploit those systems. They learn how a Gundam works internally and build a better Gundam. I don't know if that was a thing in any of the Gundam shows. I suppose it was because there's so many Gundam shows. If it was actually the case that some main characters of one of mainline or any Gundam shows actually like improved their own Gundam, let me know, because I would actually be curious if it happened. I have a strong suspicion it did, but regardless, I always really enjoy those themes and the themes of using magic imaginatively in ways that the regular established mages would never even think about. So I'm glad that this show does seem to be going a little bit in that direction. Coco making her own implements that don't have a name, right? Like, notice that every magical implement we've seen so far has a name. Sylph Shoes, Vapor Bubble, Direction Sphere, or whatever. The thing that Coco made, that paraglider, doesn't have a name. She made something new. She utilized magic in a new and unseen before way, using an unused before implement to draw that. Right? I hope there is something more to that. I hope there is some theme of the world of magic being kinda stagnant a little, right? Like, we have a vapor bubble. We don't need a better vapor bubble. Nobody bothers making a better vapor bubble. Here comes Coco, knocks the door down. Here's my water bubble. It's better than the vapor bubble, right? I hope we might be going somewhere in that direction, or like, no, you cannot mix this symbol with this. Nobody's ever done that. Well, I'm gonna be the first. And it just, I don't know, explodes the big bad dragon or something. I hope we're gonna get in that direction. That Coco being an outsider to this world also means she doesn't have the built-in inhibitions. The built-in taboos are not taboos to her. Like, every child from the youngest age knows that you don't use fire glyph with the 7th symbol of Arkun. And meanwhile, Coco uses the fire glyph with the 7th symbol of Arkun because she doesn't know that you don't do that. And there is a great effect of that. I'm gonna note it down. Coco uses magic in ways unseen before. I'm getting those vibes. We'll see though in future episodes. Shame that it's not a double core season, gotta say, straight up. The pacing we're getting very much calls for a double core, in my honest opinion. Like, the first 2 episodes were basically an introduction and an intro. This episode contained one self-contained adventure in it. I don't know, maybe 13 episodes gonna be fine for like the first arc. We'll see. we'll see how it goes in future episodes. But right now, I think that's gonna be it from me for today. But maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic of this show, my reaction, my theories, stuff like that. Say so in the comments down below. No spoilers. Spoilers can go to my Discord if you'd like, here also in the description. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos like that. Click the bell icon, of course, to truly be notified, because for YouTube subscriptions alone don't matter apparently. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below. On Patreon you can get picture-in-picture versions of the shows I record, and if you don't want to spend any money, no problem. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing to do so, and it does help the channel an awful lot. And right now, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Floor Nightingale, Dr. Watt, Akomaster, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want without having to be thrown into a test by Agathe.